start at the beginning. I joined the Global MBA in 2019, so I was in the previous cohort and I went through the University of North Florida. My family is originally from Germany, so I did kind of know that going in, which was really nice to kind of live in Germany again, have that opportunity. Coming across the programs kind of by accident. I found it mainly through word of mouth from other people, which I found really crazy because it was such a great opportunity to sort of live and study at different universities with students from those respective countries. Personally, I knew I had wanted to work abroad, and so this seemed like a great opportunity to have my degrees sort of align with what I already wanted to do. Something personally that sort of drew me to the program was that it was a smaller size. A lot of the programs nowadays are pretty large, especially Erasmus and things like that. So knowing that I would be able to sort of grow closer with my own cohort, have classrooms that were more in smaller, intimate settings to get to know the teachers as well, was really important to me personally and something that really drew me to the program. So obviously throughout the program, like all of you, I grew academically, thesis, classes, but I also think I honed a lot of skills that you only really gather from this program. So whether it's exactly what we all talked about in our breakout rooms, the intercultural communication, the adaptability, the teamwork, and lots more that I'm sure you all can agree on right throughout the program. So right up until graduation is kind of when I started thinking about what I wanted to do with my career, how I wanted to leverage the degrees that I had gotten. Before, all I had really done were internships back in undergrad. So I'd done about 3 internships, all in different sectors, which kind of gave me an idea of what I wanted to do and what I didn't want to do. But from there, I really tried to leverage the great alumni that came with the Global MBA program. So whether that is through LinkedIn, or other methods, I tried to talk to as many people as I could to figure out how they got where they got, if it was roles I was also interested in, kind of to see their journeys and their paths, how they related to mine, and how they kind of framed the Global MBA to work in their advantage. And then also kind of just to personally learn what those roles looked like in day-to-day activities. So what the job really looked like, how people really were involved, how the teams worked, the company culture, and from there kind of get my own perspective of what I wanted to do. Kind of the best advice I got through all of that was if you try for nothing or you aim at nothing, you don't hit anything. And so for me, it was kind of just applying to quite a few jobs before graduation. It was also peak COVID. And so a lot of places were on hiring freeze, which was why, again, leveraging alumni and LinkedIn and connections was, I think, more important than ever. After quite a few like unresponsive, obviously companies, some rejections, I did end up going through the very rigorous interview process that Google has, and I landed the job at the account strategist in the DACH market. So as the account strategist, I kind of work with Google's bigger clients in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. We leverage different platforms and products that Google offers to kind of help reach their marketing goals for those companies. I get to work with all kinds of business models and different companies, which I think is really cool because it keeps the job very dynamic and not so repetitive. And it's also very fast moving, which I think is always exciting in a workplace. And I get to learn along with a lot of my colleagues. So in a way, I still get to be a student at work, which I really appreciate. So even here at work, I think I leverage most of the skills that I learned in the Global MBA, as obviously the intercultural communication and the teamwork. I work with most of EMEA, so most of Europe, and also across teams, cross collaboration with lots of different people from all over the world, which is a really cool opportunity, but I kind of was able to use the experiences from the Global MBA that really prepared me for a lot of the scenarios that I have at work, pretty much day to day, which is very cool and unique, but I do appreciate that. And then lastly, as I said, I work in the German market and I live in Ireland, which I never really thought I was going into, but I moved to a country I'd never been to. I worked in a language I'm not entirely comfortable in, but I think the Global MBA was a program that gave me the confidence to be that adaptable, to try for something new that was out of my comfort zone. And I'm really thankful for the whole program, for all of you guys for listening to, and all the alumni that helped me along the way. So if you guys ever have any questions or about the company, about my path, about advice or anything, feel free to reach out, find me on LinkedIn. I'm more than happy to help.